People outside the city want to rush in, those inside want to break out. You've likely heard this line. But why does this literary classic, with over 10 million copies sold worldwide, stir and shatter hearts? Qian Zhongshu's Fortress Besieged is more than a love story. It's a poignant portrayal of the intellectual's plight in Republican China and a sharp satire of human nature and society. Today, let's step into this fortress, follow Fang Hongjian's journey, and uncover the subtle truths of marriage, ideals, and destiny. Introduction: The allure of Fortress Besieged. Since its publication in 1947, Qian Zhongshu's Fortress Besieged has captivated readers with its incisive wit, humorous language, and profound insights, cementing its place as a pinnacle of modern Chinese literature. This book lacks epic wars or thrilling adventures, yet through Fang Hongjian, a Western-educated intellectual, it paints a vivid picture of Republican China's social tapestry. The title Fortress Besieged, drawn from an English proverb, is imbued with Eastern philosophical depth. Life is a fortress, trapping us in a dilemma of indecision. Whether it's the cage of marriage, the vortex of the workplace, or the tension between ideals and reality, everyone finds their reflection in this book. Why does Fortress Besieged transcend time, still captivating readers today? It's not just a novel but a mirror, reflecting our yearning for freedom, our confusion over choices, and our endless quest for self-understanding. Qian Zhongshu's detached prose strips bear human weaknesses, yet wraps them in humor, making us laugh through tears. His protagonist, Fang Hongjian, is both a flawed hero and an everyman stumbling in pursuit of happiness, only to find it may be a mirage beyond the fortress walls. This universal resonance makes Fortress Besieged a classic worth revisiting. Qian's linguistic genius lies in his witty metaphors and satire, transforming mundane events into philosophical musings. For instance, he likens Fang Hongjian's marriage to a besieged fortress. Enemies outside can't break in, and residents inside can't escape. This language is both humorous and piercing, exposing human contradictions. We'll start with the social backdrop of Republican China, trace Fang Hongjian's journey, dissect the fortress imagery in marriage, work, and ideals, explore Qian's deconstruction of human nature, and uncover the wisdom this work offers for navigating life. Let's follow Qian Zhongshu's pen and open the gates of this fortress. Republican China, the plight of intellectuals and a societal snapshot. To understand Fortress Besieged, we must first step into its era. 1930s Republican China. This was a time of transition and turmoil. The Qing dynasty had fallen, but Republican ideals struggled to take root amid warlord conflicts, foreign invasions, and internal strife. Western ideas flooded in, bringing new culture but also plunging intellectuals into an identity crisis. Qian Zhongshu wrote Fortress Besieged during the Sino-Japanese War, setting it in the 1930s to capture the existential and spiritual struggles of intellectuals. Republican-era intellectuals were a unique group. Educated in Western systems, they harbored dreams of transforming society but often faced rejection. Studying abroad was a coveted aspiration, yet returnees found themselves neither fully accepted by traditional society or wholly embraced by Western culture. Lu Xun depicted this pathless despair in Call to Arms, while Qian Zhongshu, with playful irony, turned it into Fang Hongjian's Fortress Life. Fang's fake degree from Clayton University satirizes the era's obsession with study abroad, an empty badge of prestige masking vanity and self-deception. Hsia, a new culture movement leader advocating vernacular literature and democracy, who faced repeated political setbacks and later lamented, "My friend Hsia is dead." His journey echoes Fang Hongjian's lofty ideals sidelined by the era's chaos. Similarly, Yu Dafu, pursuing individualism in his writing, was trapped in a personal fortress of financial and romantic struggles. These real-life cases mirror the intellectual dilemmas in Fortress Besieged, grand ideals clashing with harsh realities. Socially, cities like Shanghai and Nanjing were symbols of prosperity but also whirlpools of desire. Shanghai's cosmopolitan allure drew countless youths, only to lose them in the tug-of-war between materialism and meaning. Qian's fictional San'el University, though imaginary, reflects the factionalism and academic pretense of Republican universities. In reality, Tsinghua University faced turmoil in 1935 over academic disputes and administrative meddling, known as the Tsinghua Incident. These historical realities provide fertile ground for Fortress Besieged, making Fang Hongjian's story not just a personal tale, but a societal allegory. Economically, Republican China's inflation and shortages worsened intellectuals' lives. Fang Hongjian's financial struggles and humiliations reflect the reality of many. In the 1930s, Shanghai's rice prices doubled and intellectuals' meager salaries barely sustained a dignified life. Qian weaves this economic strain into Fang's daily life. Borrowing money and scrambling for jobs reveal the grind of survival. This backdrop not only shapes characters but grounds the novel's satire in reality. Culturally, Republican China was a peak of East-West collision. The new women's movement pushed for free love over arranged marriages, yet traditional constraints lingered. Hao Xinmei's failed pursuit of Tang Haofu reflects this clash of old and new marital ideals. In reality, Zhu Himo's romantic yet tragic love with Liu Haoman buckled under familial and social pressures. This cultural rift enriches the novel's marriage themes. Intellectuals also faced cultural identity conflicts, yearning for Western freedom while bound to traditional ethics. Qian Zhongshu himself embodied this tension. Versed in Western and Chinese scholarship, he chose to write in Chinese, using humor to lighten the era's burdens. His wife, Yang Jiang, wrote in her memoir, "Our generation lived in the cracks." This sense of being caught in between is the spiritual core of Fortress Besieged. Fang Hongjian's every choice and failure bears the era's imprint. Socially, class divides deepened intellectuals' woes. Urban banks and trading firms represented new capital, while rural gentry held traditional power, leaving intellectuals caught between, lacking wealth or roots. Fang's in-laws, the Ho family, embody this emerging capitalist class, their blind faith in foreign doctorates reflecting society's utilitarian view of knowledge. In history, Shanghai's comprador class, like the Rong family, rose as new elites, while intellectuals were marginalized. This class divide amplifies Fang's sense of entrapment. Through this lens, Fortress Besieged is not just a story but a projection of Republican intellectuals' collective fate. Fang Hongjian's struggles are both personal and emblematic of his time. Next, we'll trace his journey to see how he navigates this fortress. Fang Hongjian's fate, a portrait of a stranded intellectual. Fang Hongjian, the soul of Fortress Besieged, is a laughable yet tragic archetype. His story begins with a fake degree and weaves through study abroad, romance, career, and marriage, culminating in self-loss within the fortress. His journey is not just a personal drama but a mirror of Republican intellectuals. Let's break down his 5-stage odyssey: studying abroad, romantic entanglements, career struggles, marital woes, and self-loss. Studying abroad, the illusion of prestige. Fang's journey starts with his overseas education. Spending 4 years in Europe, he returns with a fake degree bought from an Irish vendor. This absurd yet real detail mocks the Republican craze for foreign study glamour hiding emptiness and deceit. Historically, many 1,932nd students returned with little to show, hindered by language or finances, facing a neither here nor there dilemma. Hsia criticized some returnees as boastful without substance, and Fang Hongjian embodies this literary caricature. Back in China, Fang's hopes are dashed as his Clayton University degree unravels, leaving him humiliated. His father, Fang Dunwang, a traditional gentry, pins high hopes on him, unaware the prestige is a sham. This gap in expectations reflects Republican families' blind worship of foreign credentials. Geologist Ding Wenjiang, despite genuine learning abroad, faced career setbacks due to his westernized label. Fang's wanderings symbolize intellectuals' drift between ideals and reality. His fake degree is not just a personal lie but a reflection of the era's vanity. Romantic entanglements. Love's fortress. Fang's love life mirrors the fortress theme. He entangles with Bao Haoji, Su Wenwan, Tang Haofu, and Sun Rujia, each relationship ending in failure. Bao's fleeting passion represents his longing for freedom but fizzles due to her worldliness. Su Wenwan, a calculating white rose, pursues Fang more for conquest than love. Tang Haofu, the pure red rose, is his closest brush with true love, lost to misunderstandings and cowardice. His marriage to Sun Rujia is a product of compromise and resignation. These romantic missteps reflect Republican intellectuals' confusion in love. Though free love was championed, social pressures and personal flaws turned it into another fortress. Liu Hemo's real-life tragedy failing to win Lin Haiyan and later crumbling under pressures with Lu Haoman parallels Fang's story. Fang's failures stem not just from external forces but from his indecision and self-deception. He clings to hopes of better tomorrows without confronting his heart. This flaw traps him deeper in love's fortress. Career struggles, ideals shattered. Fang's career, from Shanghai to San'el University to a Chongqing newspaper, is a journey from hope to disillusionment. In Shanghai, he tries leveraging his degree and connections but falters without real skills. At San'el University, he hopes to shine but gets mired in factionalism and academic pretense. Qian's depiction of San'el is a satirical caricature of Republican universities' professors' scheme, and scholarship is a power game. Historically, 1932's Peking University saw old vs. new factional clashes, disrupting academia. Fang's experience at San'el mirrors this chaos. He seeks a foothold but finds his ideals crushed by reality. His friend Hao Xinmai, savvy and opportunistic, adapts, while Fang's mix of persistence and avoidance leaves him directionless. He dreams of being a great scholar but is worn down by petty meetings and politics. Marital woes, the ultimate fortress metaphor. Fang's marriage to Sun Rujia is the novel's central metaphor. Their relationship, from meeting to marriage, is riddled with misunderstandings and compromises. Sun seems gentle but is subtly manipulative. Fang appears easygoing but is indecisive. Their marriage is a fortress with no exit from the start. Qian vividly captures the friction of marriage. Quarrels, cold wars, financial strain, and meddling relatives create a stifling trap. This marriage may draw from Qian and Jiang's observations of Republican couples, where economic and ideological clashes strained relationships. Fang and Sun's conflicts, rooted in clashing ideals and realities, echo Hang Eiling's failed marriage to Hu Lanqing. Stinging line from their quarrels, "You're not hateful, but you're utterly useless," captures their mutual disappointment. Fang's marital trap reflects intellectuals' powerlessness in family life. Self-loss, the fortress's abyss. Fang's ultimate tragedy is losing himself. From an ambitious youth, he becomes a drifting middle-aged man. Each choice, fake degree, lost love, career compromises, failed marriage chips away at his identity. Qian writes, "He's like a spinning top, whipped to turn, collapsing when it stops." This metaphor captures Fang's passive life, pushed by external forces without direction. This self-loss is a common plight among Republican intellectuals. Philosopher Liang Shuming aimed to revive Chinese culture through rural reform but lost influence under political and economic pressures. Fang's downfall stems from his dishonesty with himself, knowing his flaws but avoiding them. This aligns with modern psychology's cognitive dissonance, where people deceive themselves to ease the pain of conflicting beliefs. Fang's journey paints a complete intellectual portrait: idealistic yet passive, talented yet indecisive, aspirational yet self-deceiving. His fate is both personal and emblematic of his era. Next, we'll delve into the novel's themes and symbols to see how it pierces human nature. Themes and symbols: the deeper meaning of Fortress Besieged. The allure of Fortress Besieged lies not just in its story and characters, but in its layered themes and rich symbolism. Qian uses the fortress as a central image, weaving together marriage, work, ideals, and human flaws through humor and satire to reveal life's absurdities and truths. Let's explore 5 dimensions: marriage as metaphor, social satire, shattered ideals, human weaknesses, and linguistic artistry. Marriage as metaphor. trap and cycle. The fortress imagery shines brightest in marriage. Qian borrows the English proverb to portray marriage as a city. Outsiders yearn to enter, insiders ache to escape. Fang's marital journey from passion for Bao Haoji to longing for Tang Haofu, settling with Sun Rujia embodies this paradox. Marriage is not just an emotional bond but a cage of duty and reality. Qian writes, "Marriage is like a gilded birdcage. The phoenix inside can't fly out, and wild birds outside want to rush in, cage and all." This birdcage metaphor captures marriage's dual nature, protective yet confining. In reality, Republican-era marriages, caught between free love and traditional pressures, often soured under economic and social strain. Shen Kongwen's marriage to Hang Haohe, though romantic, frayed under financial and personal tensions. The novel's marriage metaphor reflects both individual and societal struggles. A cyclical trap appears in Fang's relationships, from chasing freedom to seeking purity to settling in compromise, as if stuck in a loop. Qian writes, "Love is a gamble where losers always think the next round will turn it around." This cycle is not just Fang's tragedy but a universal human struggle. Social satire, hypocrisy and absurdity. Fortress Besieged is a biting social satire, exposing Republican China's hypocrisy and absurdity. The depiction of San'el University is a satirical peak. Professors vie for power, scholarship is a facade, and students chase romance over studies. Qian writes, "The university is a hollow shell. Professors teach factions, not knowledge. Students learn socializing, not scholarship." This skewers the era's academic dysfunction. Historically, 1932's Fudan University saw factional disputes disrupt teaching quality. Qian amplifies these flaws in San'el, critiquing intellectuals' descent into vanity. Social hypocrisy extends to relationships. Fang's friends, Xiao Xinmai and Su Wenwan, feign warmth while pursuing selfish ends. Xiao's apparent loyalty masks opportunism, Su's charm hides social climbing. This reflects the erosion of trust in Republican society. Qian's satire also targets social norms. Shanghai's suited clerks are inwardly empty, and rural gentry hide greed behind piety. These details paint a vivid social caricature, exposing hypocrisy's reach. Shattered ideals, the intellectual's plight. A core theme is the disillusionment of intellectuals' ideals. Jiang returns from abroad with dreams of serving his country but is repeatedly thwarted. His fake degree, failed romances, and career setbacks highlight the chasm between ideals and reality. Qian writes, "He felt like a stranded ship, left on the beach as the tide receded." This metaphor captures Fang's and the era's intellectual stagnation. Lin Yutang, a literary giant advocating humor and cultural revival, fled abroad under political and economic pressures, mirroring Fang's disillusionment. The novel reveals intellectuals' powerlessness in a chaotic era, talented but without a stage, idealistic but crushed by reality. Fang's quest for meaning falters as he doubts his worth amid failures. This disillusionment ties to unequal opportunities. Intellectuals, despite education, were squeezed by bureaucrats and capitalists. Cai Yuanpei's failed efforts to reform Peking University echo Fang's struggles at San'el. The novel exposes the fragility of ideals against reality. Human weaknesses, self-deception and cowardice. The novel's deepest insight lies in dissecting human flaws. Fang's failures seem external but root in his self-deception and cowardice. He knows his degree is fake but avoids the truth. He longs for love but loses Tang Haofu to hesitation. He drifts in his career without change. Qian writes, "His greatest skill was pinning hopes on tomorrow." This irony nails Fang's procrastination and evasion. These flaws are universal. Psychologist Alfred Adler notes people use self-deception to dodge responsibility and mask unease. Fang's choices embody this psychology. Tozorin, Lu Xun's brother, compromised with Japan amid ideal-reality conflicts, later vilified, much like Fang's cowardice. The novel shows everyone's inner fortress through Fang's flaws. His cowardice lies in shirking responsibility, blaming external forces. Carl Jung's shadow concept hidden flaws we avoid fits Fang, who denies his mediocrity yet can't change. This makes him both tragic and relatable. Linguistic artistry, humor and philosophy intertwined. The novel's enduring charm lies in its linguistic brilliance. Qian's humor and satire weave profound philosophy into daily dialogue. His metaphors are vivid, like describing Fang's marriage. Like swallowing a fly, can't spit it out, can't choke it down. This sparks laughter while exposing human awkwardness. His dialogues, sharp and witty, reveal relational nuances, like Sue's probing or Hao's sly jabs. Qian blends Western allusions Shakespeare, Plato with Chinese humor, as in Fang's fake degree, an expired boat ticket, useless for boarding or refunding. This East-West fusion gives the novel a unique literary texture. Friend Liang's cheeky humorous essays and Yash sketches share this style. Qian's details, like San Eli's inedible meals like archaeological relics, too precious to eat or discard, capture the era's hardship with wit. His language is a scalpel, dissecting society's ills while soothing readers with humor. Practical wisdom, escaping the fortress. Fortress Besieged is not just literature but a life guide. Its humor and satire reveal life's truth. We all wrestle within fortresses of marriage, work, or ideals. How do we face these walls? Qian offers no answers but, through Fang's failures, a mirror for reflection. First, in marriage's fortress, embrace acceptance and communication. Fang and Sun Rouge's marriage crumbles from lack of honesty. Psychologist John Gottman's research shows marital happiness hinges on communication, with active responding diffusing conflict through respect. Had Fang listened to Sun, their fortress might have opened. Writer Lao Shi and Hu Jiking's marriage endured war and hardship through mutual respect. Second, in the workplace fortress, bold choices trump drifting. Fang's downfall at Sun El stems from passivity. Management guru Peter Drucker's self-management theory urges clear goals and focus on strengths to navigate chaos. Entrepreneur Hang Ruman transformed higher by cutting weak sectors, a lesson Fang missed. Find your circle of competence and pursue it to break the career fortress. Third, in the fortress of ideals, accepting imperfection is key. Fang's obsession with a perfect life fuels his tragedy. Philosopher Nietzsche said, "Life's meaning isn't in perfection but in creating meaning." The novel suggests disillusionment is a chance to redefine oneself. Jack Ma, despite early failures, pivoted to e-commerce success through reflection. Embrace possibilities over perfection. Finally, in humanity's fortress, honesty with oneself is the exit. Fang's self-deception seals his fate. Psychologist Carl Rogers' self-congruence theory stresses embracing one's true self for harmony. Writer Yu Hua, facing his limits, wove personal struggles into To Live, creating a classic. His courage shows facing flaws unlocks the fortress. Fortress Besieged reveals life's every step as a fortress. From marital compromises to career struggles to shattered dreams, we seek escape. Qian, through Fang, reminds us, true wisdom isn't fleeing the fortress but living within accepting imperfection, facing oneself, and finding personal meaning. Wherever your fortress lies, this novel offers strength through laughter and tears to move forward.